Hey guys, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Let's start the day off with some Oracle messages. I'm going to be using some other oracles this morning. We'll use the Earth Mothers, and we're also going to use the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. I'm going to have these laid out. Before we go over the message for today, I'm going to review yesterday's message. That we got from Echoes of the Soul and from the Universe and Kuan Yin. So yesterday we had number 17, which was the idle reverie, right? Which themes were about contemplation, daydreaming, mental rest, creativity through stillness, reconnecting with inner desires. Whether it's through meditation, walking, just kind of relaxing. And then we had, it's never too late to start over. You have to trust in the magic of new beginnings because they are waiting for you. Just relax and trust. And then no act of kindness is ever wasted. Keep being the beautiful soul that you are. And then from Kuan Yin, the turquoise lotus mother, which is about breaking old patterns and moving into the new beginning, right? So those were the themes from yesterday. I'm going to put these back. All right, what should we start with first? Let's start with the higher self. What's the higher self oracle for today? Clear your energy. We got this on the new moon oracle. Okay, well, there's probably still quite a bit of energy to clear, which is very important to have a new start, right? Consistent clearing, cleansing. I think a lot of the collective is working on doing that, right? We all have our own individual paths, but we do have a collective path, and everyone is at different levels of their journey. So I feel as though this is a recurring message because perhaps some still need to really work on clearing their energy, right? Which talks about clearing your chakras. You can meditate and just envision unblocking each chakra, being still. That actually goes in line with the idle reverie. However, that one is more of just daydreaming, not having a intention. The clearing energy is more of like intentional. It has to be intentional, but in the same frequency, which is about being still, flowing, right? Not being restrained. And so that is a message here to just clear. At the bottom, just want to point out, you are not alone in this. And again, what I do is, I'll use some sage or Palo Santo, and you envision it cleansing your area and absorbing negative energy, and then you close your eyes, envisioning each chakra being cleared out. And you can either speak it out or you can say it to yourself. But that's what works for me. Let's get the Earth Mothers now. I love this deck. This oracle is so pretty, so colorful. Okay. I just noticed at the bottom of this, it's strength. And there's a whole bunch of bears. Look at them. My favorite are pandas. I love pandas so much because they're, I don't know, pandas are so unique. They're vegetarians, but they're still aggressive, right? But they're the least aggressive bear, I believe. I think the most aggressive one is the polar bear. They are hardcore carnivores. So they're still cute though. I would just stay very far away from them and watch them from a distance. What are the messages from the Earth Mothers? Heroism. Number 31. Heroism. Delmira. Let's read it. You have the qualities of a hero inside you. Let those qualities shine on the outside and do something magnificent for the betterment of another living being. Be the person others can rely on and aim to make the world a better place. Delmira, the hero Earth Mother, nurtures and protects the animal heroes in our world and inspires humans to help protect them. When we rescue and protect animals, we are not only their heroes, but also heroes for our planet and our future. Throughout time and across legends, people have been awed and inspired by heroes. In many stories, these heroes have superpowers beyond human capabilities and do big acts to help save the world. But to be a hero doesn't necessarily mean you always need to do something outstanding. You can become a hero to everyone you've done a good deed for, who you have made smile, cared for, or inspired in some way. When Delmira appears in your reading, she is cheering on the inner hero in you. You may soon come across a situation in which somebody needs help. If this happens, know that you can assist them as needed or empower them to help themselves. When a situation feels too large to conquer on your own, pull forth the guidance from your heroic ancestors and ask them to help guide you to find the right people to help you on your quest to solve this problem. Alternatively, you may be currently facing a conundrum in which you need to step up and be a hero to yourself. Save yourself from the inner villains of doubt, fear, and self-sabotage. Pull on your cape and adjust that hero crown. You are about to transform those villains into saviors and take one more step towards building a better world. The affirmation, I can be a hero to myself and others. All my doubts and fears are pushed aside when I embrace the heroism I have always had inside of me. Yeah, that's a really good card. Self-doubts, fears, our inner villains. I mean, we're all on a constant journey of reconciling the parts within ourselves, right? And at the same sense, it's also connected to everybody around. I mean, we are all connected. It's like we have our individuality, but we also have the collective unconscious and consciousness. But it's a perspective shift. It's like recognizing that sometimes being a hero means working on yourself, healing yourself, dealing with those demons, those inner shadows. And by doing so, you become more able to help others that are going through the same thing. It's a constant journey, though. There's no beginning and there's no end, because that's the beauty of life, is that there's no end to change. There's no end to learning. It's so constant. It's the only constant is change, So it's like, recognizing that. Yeah, I like that. Let's get the sacred geometry activations. What is the sacred geometry that we need today? Change. Yeah. The only thing that's constant is change. Number 12. And healing. Let's read this one. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Change is the only constant we can count on. Like the seasons, everything comes and goes in cycles. The ebb and flows, the day and night, the death and rebirth. Good times are followed by challenging times, followed by weird times, followed by ecstatic times. Nothing stays the same for long. Life itself demands movement and change to perpetuate itself. Change is represented by the turning of a circle or a wheel, showing us the forever changing nature of everything in the universe. In fact, the very concept of that universe is changing, and we are slowly accepting that a multiverse might be a more appropriate description. How we handle this constant change depends on where the center of our awareness lies. When we are deeply rooted in our own core, in our heart, at the center of the circle, the movements of change affect us less than when we are focused on the outward parts of ourselves, the outer parts of the circle. As on a spinning wheel, the closer we are to the center, the steadier everything is. The transparent red square that partially covers the wheel is our perception of our form-based physical world, which appears to be solid, but is really only another layer of reality. The lights on the corners remind us of our ability to reach beyond the illusionary three-dimensional boundaries at any time we choose. From the center, 5 beautiful flowers emerge, slowly flowing outward. Or is it the other way around? Are the flowers emerging from the edges of our awareness into our center? In numerology, the number 5 is associated with change, and these flowers represent the beautiful potential for new life and possibilities to grow from each new moment, even in the midst of seemingly chaotic change. Try this. Take a moment to go inside yourself and look at your life. Do you move easily with change, or do you resist it? How have you changed since last year? How about since yesterday? What exciting new experiences have these changes brought you? What are you excited about changing next? Yep, another good one. Change. Sometimes I resist change. I think we all kind of do at some level. Some are more adaptable. You could even look at a natal chart of someone and kind of get an idea of that. But of course, it's not set in stone, right? So that's why astrology is basically just a guide. It's not like an absolute. It just kind of shows you a map of the natural tendencies that one was born with, that could have. And if they've already evolved out of that, then you can find someone with a lot of fixed energy in their chart, but they are not fixed at all. They're very open to changes and flow. Because usually fixed signs like Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo, they tend to resist change. Like those are the signs that are very much solid, but they do play their part because they sustain things. They are very enduring. They can very resilient because of their fixed energy. They bring that foundation, but adaptable signs such as Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo, they're mutable, right? They can adapt to a lot of things. If you have a lot of adapting energy in your chart, it does help you to flow a bit more. But yeah, regardless though, it really just depends on your own awareness of yourself and where you are on your journey. So certain experiences that we have trigger those learning curves in our life. So yeah. But I mean, there's also a downside to being too adaptable, where you can kind of lose your goals and your focus on things. There's downsides to everything. I mean, it has to be evened out, right? That's the laws of the universe. It's like something can't exist without the other, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we got that, and I actually want to get a message from the universe and Kuan Yin. Let me see the time though. I have a little bit. We'll get a message from Kuan Yin first. What's the message from Kuan Yin? What does she want to say? What does she want to let us know today? I love this picture of her. You see the lotus flower at the bottom? It says, "Drink from the emerald fountain." This is her message. The divine feminine encourages your awakening and empowerment. Your sincerity is evoking Kuan Yin's divine intervention. It makes sense to be open to receive it, to step forward and drink from the emerald fountain, which is the unconditionally loving heart chakra of Kuan Yin. Allow yourself to be nourished by the power and love of the Divine Mother flowing to you now. Be open to receive. Awakening and empowerment. We all have divine feminine in us. All of us have inner feminine and masculine energies, right? And so it's about embracing the yin side of us, where it's like the Empress energy, where you don't chase anything, you just allow. In a healthy way, of course, right? I'm not saying, oh, just let people do whatever they want to you. No, but just opening the heart chakra. And one message from the universe. What's the message from the universe today? If you frequently give yourself permission to doodle, wander, and be totally unproductive, and you actually relish such interludes, I can guarantee that your genius, creativity, and productivity will increase exponentially. This reminds me of the what is that? The echoes of the Oracle from yesterday. What was it? Idle reverie. Yeah. Kind of a similar message flowing. Very much yin, very much yin. Empress, big time Empress energy. All right, guys, those are the messages for today to embrace. I hope you have a good one. And until tomorrow, I'll see you next time.